Whenever you have a mass murder, the political debate, you have Democrats in Washington who the step they immediately go to is we need to take away firearms from law-abiding citizens. Okay, you can clap for that, except for the minor problem that it doesn't work. If you want to stop crime, let me tell you what actually works. And I've spent 10 years fighting for this. You target the bad guys. You target the criminals, the felons, the fugitives. You prosecute them, you put them in jail, you get them off the street. And you also enhance security at vulnerable targets. So I've introduced legislation repeatedly, and I'll tell you, that would double the number of police officers in schools, that would fund $15 billion. Okay, look, if you want to have a reasonable conversation, we can. I mean, if you want to yell at each other, we can.
Ted Cruz went into that whole thing looking to have some kind of interaction or confrontation with people in the audience. When he first talked about guns, as you heard, there was like 6 people, maybe 4, that were clapping at this gun control option. And he goes, well, you can clap it all you want. He was looking for it. That's his point in doing any of this. And also, as someone said something back to him, because he pauses and waits for it, he goes, we can have a civil conversation. Are we having a civil conversation, or you're sitting your ass up on stage in front of someone who's interviewing you and then talking to the audience, talking down on the audience? Is that a conversation, or is that you trying to get some kind of shine or some kind of clout within your conservative circles? Ted Cruz is a constant, I was gonna say glutton for punishment, but this is what he wants. It's not punishment for him. This is what he thinks is progressing his whole thing. Anyway, the audience kept pushing back on him and his points. Let's watch more.
If we want to keep our kids safe, and I desperately want to keep our kids safe, the most effective step we can do is have police officers there to protect them, who can intercept a mass murderer before he gets into the school and stop them. Okay, why didn't it? Okay, you're right. It didn't happen. And why didn't it happen? Because when that lunatic got to the school in Uvalde, there wasn't a police officer on campus. He was able to get in an open back door. He got into the classroom and was murdering kids before the police got there.
And what happened after they got there? What would those same cops have done if they were confronted by him in the first place? They didn't confront him once they had the chance. Anyways, everyone knows this. Let's go to this next site, you guys, because once he's losing this whole argument, and again, keep this same theme in your head. The focus is to fight with the folks in the audience because he thinks this is a winning strategy. Watch more.
And if you want to stop him, look, if you have a solution to stop the deranged, evil murderer, I'd love to hear it. My solution is throw him in jail and stop the felons, the fugitives, those with mental illness, stop them before they commit these crimes. There are some we won't know about beforehand, and the single best step to stop them is have armed officers on campus that can stop them before they kill our kids. But look, instead, you guys can instead sing Kumbaya with them and hope they'll just stop. But what you're proposing doesn't work.
Silence from Ted Cruz, and someone actually has a point. So again, the whole point is to get armed guards at schools. He knows what he's doing. He knows this is an angry unit. But the thing is, his solution, Francesca, is throw them in jail after they murder your kids. Yep. Then after the next one murders your next kids, then throw him in jail. All of these guys, as I keep pointing out, were law-abiding citizens until they weren't. And that one event was murdering a whole bunch of kids. So if Ted Cruz's family is involved in it, do you think he's gonna go, yeah, you know what? I think our gun laws and my approach has worked out great. I'm glad my family's been murdered. As a matter of fact, I think we should throw them in jail and I feel better afterwards. They're detached from real humans and he just doesn't give a damn.
And you know, Ted Cruz is someone who actually sounds like he believes his own BS that spews out of his mouth every single time he opens it. But I think that the fact that he's even responding to the people in that crowd is very exemplary of the fact that he is incredibly fragile, that he knows deep down that he's totally wrong, that he knows it's about gun control. He knows it's about keeping semi-automatic weapons out of the hands of 18-year-olds, that he absolutely knows that that is the only solution. And he knows that Uvalde was littered with cops even before that armed guard came in, right? This is a city that overspends on its police. But maybe he didn't even get the mental health line in there. At least go to the mental health, line, which I think most of us can even agree on in addition to gun control. No. Instead, he's mocking those people in that room. He's saying, you wanna hold hands and sing kumbaya with the murderer? No, they want to ensure this never happens again. But again, he enjoys punishment. He likes being trolled. He gets off on it.
And if you build straw man arguments like that, you think you're winning them, but everyone goes, who said that?
Yep.
You did, Ted. And that's your argument based off of, a childlike response. You've been hanging out with Donald Trump so long, he thinks those are the only political arguments you can muster up.